How's it going, guys? Just wanted to do a quick video here of how to get Fantasy Grounds Classic set up, ready to go for our game coming up, as well as just in case this is also a good new player's guide for in case we pick up new players. We'll just show them this video how to get it all set up. I just have the server set up on my other computer. This is I'm just going to walk you through the steps of how to actually download it and get it up and running. So first thing you want to do is go to the link I'm going to be sharing. If you don't see the link, just look up Fantasy Grounds and you click on Fantasy Grounds Classic. And the one you're looking for is the demo version. So it's the free one. Don't worry about any of the monthly or one-time payment things. You don't have to pay for this. I currently own the full upgrade, the Ultimate Edition upgrade. So that means that I can actually host games for free for anybody else. So you'll want to get the download here for Windows or Mac, depending on what system you use. Open it up. It launches as an updater, and it actually just points you wherever you want to install it to. Just go through and update it that way, and it'll fire up. So when it is fully downloaded and fired up, it'll give you to this, bring you to this screen. Where you want to go from here is join game. Username is going to be your full name or just your first name, whatever you want to be called, like as in real name, just so that we could assign characters to that name so that it's less confusing. So let's just type in my name. I'm probably going to blur this out, hopefully. And the host address. I currently have it set up so that I don't need an IP address, like an actual long string of numbers. I'm going to give you a four-word sentence or whatever, and that will actually come out and point towards, it's called an alias. It points towards my computer. So this one was Cold Turret Dashing Ogre. This is not going to be the one. I'm going to refresh this before I open up a game for us, but this is just an alias that I can use that nobody else is using right now. So Cold Turret Dashing Ogre. Okay, start. So first time you join in, it'll take a second to download the theme to the game and everything. So it'll take a moment. It's better to do this in advance as opposed to doing this on the day. So hopefully the next couple of days before we play, you guys can give this a go. So, okay, it comes up. There's the theme I chose. That's actually the official Pathfinder's theme. The thing that pops up right away is character selection. As you can see, most of your characters are already put in. I haven't fleshed most of them out yet. I'll show you how to kind of do that in a moment. But just temporarily, I'm going to close this down. First things first, you need to basically download all the game guides that we're going to be using, and it's currently hosted off my computer. So the way you do that is you click on library and modules. So this is the spot where all the modules should be, but of course we don't have any yet. So click on modules, and you see I gave you access to 3 different guides here. So here's the Rise of the Runelords Player's Guide. That is the thing I shared with you guys earlier. Pathfinder Advanced Player's Guide. You can load that one too. Pathfinder Core Rulebooks. So the Player's Guide will only take a couple seconds to load. The first time you do it, the Advanced Player's Guide and the Core Rules will take probably 5 minutes to really download, depending on how many people are on, blah, 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 like how good my internet's working at that moment. So once you load all these things, so it shows the pages of the books are open. That is, each one of these modules is actually a full book in searchable form that has all the pages, all the images, everything you need to actually read through the book. It actually includes in these modules. That's why it takes so fucking long to get. So all those things basically replace all 3 of these books. So, okay. So once we have all those loaded up, we can now go to inside the library here. These are just shortcuts that appear on the right hand side. So if you want to basically add something, you can if you want to add it to the right hand side, you could do manually there. So you could add like whatever you need. But to make it easy, there's these create PC, there's playable characters, all that basically unlocks all of them. Play and GM. So the ones you guys are going to be worried about is create PC. So as soon as you join the game, if you want to edit your playable character, you just click create PC and exit out of that. That should now bring everything you need on the right hand side of the screen. So I'm clicking on the characters thing again. That brought you back to the main character selection. If you see your character here, just click on it and it'll just, here, let's try it for Mando. So clicking on that now assigns Mando to my character. I could right click on it and do release. That releases the character back into the wild type thing. So here, just going to start a new character. So this is the basic character sheet. This is everything that we've been through before. So name, let's say Demo the Daemon. Okay, so there's the first name. You can see up in the upper left, it says Demo the Daemon up there too. Before you do anything, the first thing to do is you have your original scores that you rolled. So let's just make up some random ones here. So these are the ones that you actually roll 4 d6 dice, drop the lowest one, add them together, and get. So let's say this guy has a strength of 15, and a dexterity score of 13, constitution of 10, intelligence of 12, wisdom of 9, and charisma of 7. So that's like a random roll that he got. So once we get to this point, the easiest thing to do, instead of typing in race, class, and level, don't do those. On the right hand side here, you see it says races, skills, spells, classes, basically everything you need. So click on the races. Let's just say he wants to be a dwarf. So the little purple thing here is considered a link. So if you click on that, it actually brings you to the page in the actual rule book of like alignment of religion, adventures, like basically everything it has in the rule book about it. So if you just want to read it, you can go through there. If you want to find out more about whatever race you want to be, you can then click and drag the little purple guy over to the character sheet, and that automatically drops in as a dwarf. You can see there on the left hand side, it basically added all the traits, everything that needs to come along. It ended up upping and lowering some of the classes, the scores that you have here, based on that based on that race. The next thing you could do under classes, this is the way you level up in the game. When we originally did the characters for the beginner box, there was barbarian, wizard, cleric, fighter, and I think that's it. Oh, and rogue. So like you had five different options of becoming one of these. Because I added the core rule book as well as the advanced player's guide, as well as the Rise of the Rune Lords, it now has a whole bunch more different classes. So if you want to go through this and just let me know if you want to adjust anything, like you could be an assassin, a bard, a battle herald, like there's a whole bunch of new things. Or dragon disciple, it's kind of cool. A duelist. So there is a whole bunch more things you could actually become. If you want to redo your classes from the beginner game, just let me know. We can figure this out. But let's just say that this guy, Master Spy, that's a cool one. Let's just say he's a barbarian. So I just click on the little blue thing, drag it over, and then it'll come up with select favorite class. So it's usually your first class. So This guy's a barbarian. I'm gonna select barbarian again, and because of this specific class, he gets 1 extra hit point or 1 extra skill rank. So I'm gonna go for hit point because why not? So right there, you're well on your way of actually creating a character. So you could download a portrait. So there's a bunch of random ones here that don't really look that good, but we'll figure that out once we get into the game. But here is another thing you can do if you want to look through is items. The items just brings up a big sheet of everything in alphabetical order. There's hundreds and thousands of different items that you can pick up in the game. Easiest way to deal with this is actually if you click on armor or weapons, it comes up in a nice itemized list of this is all the armor, this is all the shields, this is modifications. You could add armor spikes, you could or weapons. If you want to know, you want to go for a nice axe or something, you could actually go, okay, so simple two-handed weapons or like anything like that. So this is the easiest way of actually looking at what's out there, and any of these is actually fully referenced. So like, let's see what this light flail does. So spike metal ball connected to a handle with a sturdy chain. So it gives you the damage, how much it costs, what kind of damage, critical stuff like that. So just look around if you want, figure out what things you want to use. Another thing is the skills. So this one, the character creation in this does let you make a illegal character, meaning that basically you have too many skills picked out. It's just like it's the equivalent of doing a pen and paper. So if you want to figure out what skills, how many skills you can get, again, I will walk you through this once we get into the game. But so I just went to library, Pathfinder Core, reference manual. This brings up basically the entire this entire book in chapter form. So getting started. So it actually you could go page to page type thing. But the thing that we're looking for is it's under skills. So acquiring skills. So I went to chapter 4, acquiring skills, and here is the table. So looks like barbarian, I get 4 skills plus whatever my intelligence modifier is. So my intelligence modifier is +1, so I get 5 skills. So I could choose 5 different skills. So let's say acrobatics, climb, craft. I'm going for the ones that are like a class skill. That's this checkbox here that gives me a bit better. It gives you a +3 every time you put 1 in, as opposed to just giving you a +1. Knowledge, nature, and perception. Okay, that's 5. So it says points spent 5. That's equivalent to there. That's all good then. So if you go to the inventory screen, again, I can walk you through this. It should be all good, but just let's just say he's a barbarian. He needs a big. Let's give him a light mace. Bludgeoning. So I click and drag that over. That is now there. Let's also say that he gets a club, because why not? So there's those 2 things. Armor, let's just say as padded armor. So that brought those in. You will be getting, this is all going to be treasure, so don't worry about that for now. It also tells you how much encumbrance, like how many pounds he's actually lifting. So, and that makes it able to under the actions thing, that's going to be what's open most of the time during the game. You then use this to actually attack people. So so it'll make sense when we start going about it. But also, like, this guy has rage, so you can click on that and figure out what that means. So there's no real searching through everything to figure this out. But yeah, that's the basics on creating a class as well. The biggest thing is to make sure that you have these downloaded and open, and every time you don't have to re-download them. Every time you now go into the game, it's already going to be there. It's already going to be good to go. Yeah, one more thing to look at is feats. I'm figuring out now how to actually kind of make sure that I just want to make sure how if your character can actually run these feats, because a lot of them have like, oh, you need to, like, the prerequisites are strength 13 or like things like that. But if you just want to briefly look through this, just it's kind of daunting because of how many feats there are. But we could figure out a decent character for you once you get into the game. Most of the game that we're going to be doing on next Monday when we start is going to be geared towards actually double checking your character is good to go, then running the first chapter of this book type thing. That's going to be taking up almost the entire time. But yeah, that should be it. Just let me know if you have any questions. Oh, one more thing that's stupid, but it's funny. Your dice, if you click a little color palette up there, everybody has different colored dice. They could switch it to whatever. You can switch to whatever color you feel like. Switch the text to black. It's stupid, but it comes up to whenever you roll a dice as your dice. So may as well personalize a little bit. Other than that, I think that's pretty much this video done. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week.